Good evening, all. My name is ZM Wise. We are here at the fourth. I'm sorry, jeez, Louise. We are here at the second Wednesday series here at the Art of Coffee. This is going to be somewhat of a tribute. This is the 18th anniversary of 9/11, and while it is indeed a tragedy and somewhat of a tribute, I promise you the night is not going to be completely somber. Life is precious, and we need to also celebrate those people's lives as well. And with that, our first performer is none other than Dustin Pickering, who has prepared for us a song just a few minutes before this actual evening. So, Dustin, take it away.
I want to read the lyrics. This is I actually was in New York City last weekend of July, and I went to the 9/11 memorial. And it's basically what they did is they turned it into like a big open area, and there's a waterfall that goes down this thing, and it goes into this little square area. And it's really interesting, and they have all the victims on the thing around it, the square around it, all their names. And I just called this little thing I wrote called Waterfalls, and I'm trying to encompass the entire tragedy of 9/11 in the poem and everything that people think about it, including some of the really oddball conspiracy theories and the collective grief and guilt. So I'm going to read the lyrics before I attempt. I say attempt with a lot of accentuate. I'm gonna try to play the song. Okay, it's called Waterfalls, and the lyrics: Do we harbor fugitives of will? Do we harbor fugitives of grief? Will the television tell our tale? Who was there to know? Who was left to know? Waterfall into a deep, dark square. What does this tell us of our fears? Who are we, and why should we suffer peril? Memories serve us well. Pastures of plenty befell. Silence in the golden age. I try our fears on this page. Who destroyed the WTC? Was it you, or was it me? Together we fall like ashes from the sky, as time will tell truth from lie. Do we harbor fugitives of will? Who knows what defeats our power? When we reach out for the kill, will we first water the flowers? Where have all the flowers gone? Where do we belong? Waterfall tells their stories until time's end. There's a tribute to an old 60s folk song, Where have all the flowers gone? I'm gonna try this. I'm nervous, but it's the first time I've actually tried to do something like this, so whatever, you know.
You can do it.
Give it a shot. Do we harbor fugitives of will? Do we harbor fugitives of grief? Will the television tell our tale? Who is there to know? Who is left to know? innocent lives lost in war. That's what the '60s. Yeah, basically, it's like kind of like a allusion to the because that was about the Vietnam War, I believe. The original song was, and I was just referencing back to the the tragedy of lives lost, innocent lives lost, and so.
Because it did bring me planet to that. When you were mentioning
Right. Yeah, I was trying to kind of like put a juxtaposition there. So hopefully that was a good song.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, I didn't get to the last line of it because it didn't quite fit. Like I said, I just did that. I wrote that like 30 minutes ago, and I just put it together and wrote the lyrics and everything. So we have the first performance of that song, and it's full angst and glory. So hopefully you guys liked it. Now I guess I'll read a couple of newer poems, and then I'll let you guys take over. I'm gonna read this one. This is called Blue Tomorrow. My guitar is blue. That's strange.
Yep.
Blue Tomorrow. Arrested by promise, blue tomorrow, united by sound. Facile remembrance, the silence prime satisfaction. The Moses broken rock, serpent thought, native tongue, divided by song. Golden egg ballad, feast of thought. Honey sweetness aching in my veins, purged of tonight, once, never. That was that. Let's see, what else can I read here? These are all stuff that I've been writing the last few days. Okay, I'll do this one. Should I read the Courtney Love triptych? I don't know. It's a short one. Anyway, Courtney Love, as we know, is Kurt Cobain's wife, widow. Here it is. She was fighting a battle on Instagram over OxyContin. The original patent owner started her own fashion show or something, and Courtney Love was like really angry that because a lot of her losses related to opiates and opiate addiction. So she was battling this woman on Instagram, and I wrote this triptych to kind of give her a little tribute nod. It's called Courtney Love Triptych. Language stretches across like a soul, intoned, desolate, mindful. Wombs encapsulate a medicinal drift. Her husband's thrift store sagacity, bartered, raptured by opiate. Oh, but you know how to fight, and here I tribute. She speaks from experience, oh so wise. What tears the pages of her soul, she will know. Part 2. Your eyes are fierce, resolved. What's patched the havoc of thorn with beauty? I close my eyes, whimpering. But if snow touches you gently, no God is thinking. No God is thinking. Your arms, your eyes, your mind, roses fleeced from bosom's tears. Angel, deaf to the night, and how you will win this fight. Part 3. She dances at the gateway of the mad, thinking solemn thoughts. Gouge out the mother's eyes. Oedipus tripped by platitudes, seeking the new. Snow, snow you will know. Beams, her promise to vindicate. All are with you in senses sensibility. Rip the fathoms from your sheets. Glow, OxyContin. Cool. Extended with the last little note there.
Yes.
Sir
I
Bobby.
was going like, okay, where it is? Where's the Octagon part?
Yeah, I just threw that in there at the end.
All right, mine are not that. Mine are not really made by me.
That's all right. That's all right.
It's just stuff that I kind of look around, and once in a while I might make a copy and put it in my journals or whatever. I like to stand up.
All right.
Standing up.
With my gut. Okay. Actually, it is called Only Breath. At first thought it was Only Breathe. I don't know, maybe you guys have heard of this guy. He's a Persian poet from the 13th century. His last name is Rumi.
Yes.
Okay, and I don't know what it was. I wasn't really looking for something about 9/11, but I guess when you look, there's stuff out there. And in regards to 9/11, I have a cousin that was in the 63rd floor, and she survived, but she has a story to tell.
Oh, wow.
We thought she passed away. but we found out that she was okay the following day at 5 in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah,
Was she just
but-
not there at work or something that day?
No, she was there. She was. It took about almost an hour to get down from the 63rd
Good
floor.
God.
She was there at the 93 attack. So what happened was that the boss, none of her coworkers died. She has friends that have died from other companies, but because of the 93, he was the one that and they kept going down. But she says one of the things that stuck in her mind were some of the people when they were saying all clear. Some people were coming up, going back upstairs to their office, while her boss was saying, "No, keep on going, no, just keep on going." She broke her toes, and by running, she saw people that were jumping. She was by the store when a store that actually when the building crashed. They ran to the Brooklyn Bridge. The story is on; it's forever. But she ran to the Brooklyn Bridge with a lot of other people. People were screaming out, "The bombs are there! The bombs are there!" So they went to the Queensboro Bridge, and people crossed the bridge, and she's there limping and all that. She didn't even know she had broken toes. And as they got to the other side, there was ambulances waiting. The other side was Queens, and it wasn't until 5 in the morning the following day that we found out. I thought, something bad had happened to her. Anyway, okay, so this is called Only Breath. Not Christians or Jews or Muslims, not Hindu, Buddhist, Sufi or Zen, not any religion or cultural system. I am not from the east or from the west, not out of the ocean or up from the ground, not natural or ethereal, not composed of elements at all. I do not exist, am not a entity in this world or in the next, did not descend from Adam and Eve or any origin story. My place is placeless. I like that. A trace of the traceless, neither body nor soul. I belong to the beloved, have seen the two worlds as one, and that one call to and known. First, last, outer, inner, only that breath, breathing human being. That's who I am.
Beautiful.
I like what he also said as I was digging about him, and he had a little quote. He said, "Let yourself be silently drawn by the stronger pull of what you really love." And whatever. So anyway, the last one that I have here is
I have to
camouflage.
go.
Of course, no. Thank you very much for coming.
When's the next
It's
one?
every second Wednesday.
Every second Wednesday, but then the next open mic in general is the 4th Tuesday of this month. So the 20-something or other. So just the 4th Tuesday.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah, and make sure I'll go that way to get some
Have a good evening.
or whatever it was. Oh, the other one is by Kim McCrea, called Camouflage and Storm. It says, "In all chaotic beauty lies a wounded work of art, beautiful but torn, wreaking havoc on my heart. Camouflaged by insecurities, blinded by it all. I love the way you sit there and barely notice me at all."
Who was that? Who was that poem?
It's called Camouflage, Kim McCrea. I think I pronounced the name right.
Never heard the name. Huh?
Yeah. Anyway, that's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Mr. Zach's turn. Oh, wait, it wasn't paused. Alright, this is Mr. Z.M. Wise with his 9/11 tribute here on September 11, 2019 at Art of Coffee.
So when I was in 7th grade, I was in the gymnasium PE class getting ready for our daily physical routine, and they announced the tragedy on the loudspeakers. To be quite honest, I had no idea what the Twin Towers were. I felt just completely oblivious to the entire thing. I did feel a wave of sadness, but also just a whirlwind of confusion, especially when they sent us home. And there was much I did not understand. And I suppose just it's just difficult to know that the families of those victims are still going through just hell in so many ways. And as I said before, life is precious. We need to celebrate those people as well. And so I have a couple pieces here. One was written on the 10th anniversary. So this is September 11th, a decade of remembrance. Innocence lost in a pointless eruption of death. We will magnify a blast of prayer and not a discharge of terror. We will remember them. Silence, mute words to the one who hears all. Let them through the golden gates of salvation. Mourning, holy days are our friends. Seldom have we been so selfish and forgotten the past lives. Their souls enter the heart's soft center. Renewal, pray, 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 wash the evil away. We are still standing. Power of good is quite demanding. Memorial, kneel and genuinely reflect on days when the sky did not cry tears of tragedy. The cloud curtains wash away our debris thoughts as the sun of eternity sets for you and I. So that was written on the 10th anniversary. And then this is sort of a fragmento. This is written on the 15th anniversary. 15 tears stain the earth's mouth, 15 words to convey, 15 kisses to memorialize the wall, 15 years to the day. And just today I also found out some horrible news. The cult musician Daniel Johnston passed away yesterday, actually, but the news was released today, and I've been listening to him for, goodness, I think like almost 20 years now, and he helped me through many difficult times, as with an assortment of artists. He was a songwriting genius, but he had this childlike innocence about him in his words and his voice. And so I'm going to attempt to perform this piece. It's my favorite Daniel Johnston piece, and it's called Strange Boy. So you'll see what I mean with the childlike innocence. When I saw you, I was frozen. I knew that I had already gone ahead and chosen. I was in love with you. I see you act the same way whenever we get near on the verge of tears. Darling, now I fear I am in love with you. Instrumental break. I tell you now, it spooked me for me too, just to feel this way. I don't know what to do. I am in love with you. I am a strange boy, I come from West Virginia. I seen a lot of heart in the avant-garde. I am in love with you. So, rest in peace, Daniel Johnston.
Rest in peace. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, please listen to him when you can. You are in for a real treat. He's something else. Especially his earlier work, where they were recorded with just a lo-fi tape recorder. And what he would do is, in his earlier days, he would make personalized copies of his albums and hand them to strangers, and then he would go home, make the album all over again. He would do this over and over for each album. It was one of the most tenacious marketing skills I've ever seen in my entire life. Very, what an endeavor. Last but not least, I'll read something new from the notebook. A draft.
From the notebook.
The Notebook.
Da-da-da. Oh, this is actually based on something my uncle said. And I never quite understood, but then thinking about it, it makes perfect sense. And the title is The a direct quote. He says, "Truth is the daughter of time." So, mark and recall for all of next eternity. Love is the illegitimate son of nature, reconnecting his upturned roots with amorous, shaded growth. Mystery lies in a liar's chest, cutthroat and spilled wrote secrets to ease the pain of ticking time. Dull moments in grass, waning moon, crooning about rock and wax and keeping relaxed. The miser's head tingles with the delight of anticipation, the absence of a harbinger to guide him to cliffs of gravity's vanity. Dive into a haystack of needles, staying painfully sharp to search for the albino peacock that evolved in this life. Without your seed planted in the purest feathers, last night's festival was the most naturality she ever digested. Circle gray, emitting monotone hush tones, rattle these bones next to deity's nothingness. Cry of war heroes, lapping their brethren's blood, making snow angels out of the fallen sisterhood. Mark his words in your tearful notebook. Truth is the daughter of time, sipped from goblets black by a cub in search of
Oh, look
victory.
who's here.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You want me to turn it
yeah,
off
sorry,
or
here.
flip it or pause it?
And